What a good Monday. Uh, let's solve the three Leetcode problem. Okay, the Leetcode problem is the 1437. So check if all the ones are at least lunch k places away. So we are given a binary array, nums, and the integer k. So this is just a two parameter and we need to return the true if all one are at least k places away from each other, otherwise return the false. So let's go through the two elements that was provided by the Leetcode. Since we are given a k is 2 in here, and then we just need to calculate like how many 0 in between the ones. So if you see the 3 ones in the given array, so we're gonna count like how many number of 0 in between them to check. We need to return it is true or false. So since it is 1 2 3, then this is 1 2. So the minimum, we need to have a space in between is a 2. So that is the reason we return the truth in here. So let's check another example. Since there's only 3 1, and then we want to check like how many 0 in between of the 1. So this is a 2. Since we need to have a minimum of 2, that is still okay, but here is only 1. So that means it is not match with our criteria, and we're gonna return the false. So I think this is an easy problem, and we can just iterate it through the array by using the O of n for time complexity. We don't need to use any extra space. Okay, my thinking was, so initially like what I was thinking, like just calculate the space like plus or minus based on the index C, but after thinking about it, I think we can emphasize the nil usage in Swift. Let's consider like less one index, which is to keep track of the one index. So since we're given the binary numbers of array, we only have like 0 and 1 in the given array. So let's call this as an int. And then I'm gonna put the nil initially. So instead of like keeping track of 1 or 0, how about we only focus the 1? We forgot about the 0. So to do that, I'm gonna iterate it through by using both index and number. So that will be the enumeration. Let's call like nums dot enumerate that, which will provide the tuple that involves the index and number for us. So what are we going to do is we only measure the number is only 1. We're gonna do the logic. So we don't need to think about the 0. So which literally solve the half of the operation for us, since there's only 0 and 1. So if we only take care of the 1, that means like 50% is ignored by our problem and our solution. So we only need to take care about that remaining 50%. So let's try like if let. What we're going to check is less one index is not nil. What I'm going to do is I will check like if index minus less one index. So what I am doing here is, let's see like our index is in here. I'm gonna use a red color here, and then based on that, so we are going to move the index like this. Since we are iteration through the numbers of arrays, and then we have a less one index. Let's call, we have a one variable here. Let's call like less one index. It's originally nil. So if we saw the first value, what we're going to do is we're gonna put that 1 in here. Less one index will be index. So after we receive the index, that will be 0 in our case. And then I'm gonna iterate it through all the way around, like 1 2 3. Again, I saw the 1 again. What I'm going to do is I have a logic in here. Index mean like our current index. let's call like current index minus less one index. So just want to make sure like you guys are on the same page with me. So let's say our current index is 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 minus 0 is 3. 3 minus 0 will be 3. But what I want to check is, I want to compare with the k, which is given by our problem. And then we check like if the current minus less one index is less than or equal to k, k in our case is 2. So that will be false. So we need like a minimum of index is like too close. We just check something like this. Okay. What are we going to do is just return the false. Yeah, if the condition is true, we're going to return the false. So here, our condition is false. Then we directly return it. And then, if not, if we able to tackle all the index in our array, we just return the true. We're just trying to run it and see it's solved or not. Yep. How about we make a dry run for the example 2? So just want to make sure you guys understand well. So let's call it like we are in the index 0 and then number is 1. And then we get a 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to update the less index 1 to become the 0. That's our index. And then we are going to the next approach. Since we skip the 2, 0, since we totally ignore the 0, like the 1, 2, and then we have reached to the index 3. So index became 3, the number is also 1. And then we check we have a values in the less one index. Yes, and that's 0. Our index is 3. 3 minus our less one index is 0. And now we compare is like with the k. K in here is 2. So which is false. And then we return the false on the spot. Yeah. So since we don't need to code it, let's go through the example 1. So since we are going from the index 0, and which is the number is 1, and then there is no less one index initially. Let's go through it. So we received the index of 0. Since 1 index 0 is a 1, so we skip like 1, 2, 3, and then we reach to the index 4. So what we're going to do in here is index 4. So we have a less index. Yes, we're going to minus the less index, which is a 0, and then we will compare like less than or equal to k. K in our case here is a 2. So if we compare like this, which is also not correct, and then we iterate it through, and then it is too close, then we just okay, let's try to submit and see if it solved the problem or not. Yes, it solved the problem. Yep, that's pretty much all it, and see you in the next video. Thanks.